Hi guys, it's Coach Lou, and I want to wish all of you a happy Sunday night. Basically, making a video and welcoming you to my home, and I wanted to talk to you about a couple of exciting things this week. The first thing is I decided to bite the bullet, and I ordered Body Beast, and I knew this was going to happen. I had initially wanted to go right into the asylum, but after previewing it and seeing how much knee work is involved, I made the tactical decision instead to go with Body Beast because that is going to be less wear and tear on my knee. I had a knee problem back in the fall, and I would very much like to avoid having a reoccurrence with those kind of problems, if you will. Um, Body Beast is essentially muscle building. It is, it's dumbbells, it's bench pressing. You don't have to have a bench you could use a stability ball. You could lie on your back on a table. There's so many different things you can do, but I'm going to be giving you weekly updates once I start this program and explaining what's involved. And I'm going to hold your hand through it if it's something that you would like to do. And it's not just for men; it's also an option for women. The thing that sometimes frightens women with regard to weightlifting is that they're often afraid that they're going to get bulky and massive and have a manly appearance. And that is only the case if that's what you want. If you work out and you use if you use heavier weights and you do less reps and you eat constantly and you add too much protein to your diet, you're gonna get those kind of muscles if you're a woman. But if you work out with lesser weight and you do more reps and you control your diet more effectively, you won't get that kind of mass. You'll get cut and ripped. You'll get very beautiful tone. You'll get nice muscle definition. And anyone, whether you're a man or a woman, is able to control the intensity of how these workouts affect their personal physique, if you will. I want to also tell you guys I'm extremely happy. I lost another inch on my waist, and I don't think I lost it within the last week. I just haven't really measured myself since before Summit. So I pulled out a tape measure because I was walking around a couple of days ago, and I had that weird feeling like my pants were falling down. I kept picking them up. I kind of look like an old man, pulling them up to my, I guess above my belly button. I don't know what to say, but I'm so happy. I feel like it's finally kicking in. You know, these kind of programs, it's not just eating healthy and working out diligently that makes you get in better shape. It's other things. It's like getting enough rest. It's having the right state of mind. If you're in a really depressed mood, if you have some negative things that are just beating on you, that's gonna eat away at you. That's basically gonna create internal dysfunction of sorts, if you will, which in turn is going to affect how well you're gonna burn calories. Basically, mood swings. You've heard it before. Sticks and stones don't break my will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Not really true. Words will hurt you. But um, when I went to the Coach Summit, I had this awakening, and I'm just filled with constant good feelings all the time. And I feel like my weight is finally starting to pour off. And I lost 50 pounds when I first did P90X. It went right off, and I was very happy. And people were like, "Wow, look at you, Lou! You got so thin." And I was thinking, I got thinner. I didn't get thin. I no longer look like Pussy from The Sopranos. I'm a little more De Niro now, maybe. I don't know. But I want to look like Marky Mark. Anyway, the idea behind what I'm trying to tell you tonight is really that you've you've got to get your brain in the right gear when it comes to what we do, when it comes to weight loss, when it comes to getting in better shape. You can't just work out every day and eat right and even get enough sleep and let the garbage in your brain just keep spinning around and around. You've got to stay positive. You really need to take all the negative garbage in your mind and just somehow work with it. You know, there's old sayings that you've probably heard before, such as whether or not you have a problem, if you complain about it or if you smile about it, the problem's still there. But if you smile about it, if you deal with it in a positive way, you're gonna more likely get through that problem. But another thing that's extremely important in regard to how effectively we continue with this lifestyle is how others impact us with what we're trying to achieve with our desired goals, if you will. I mentioned earlier I was originally going to do Asylum, and I was going to, do the 30 days. Um, I'm in a couple of different upper level coach groups, and another coach. Let me back up a second. I put a question out to my coach group, and I said, look, I had a little history of a knee problem. What's your take on whether or not I should do Asylum? And, coaching is about being positive, and it's about always looking forward to the future and making sure that you have the right attitude about everything. And that was great, and I got the kind of answers I wanted to hear. But one coach said something that kind of scratched the record. He said he had done multiple rounds of Asylum, and it was a graduate level program. And he was concerned that if I were to do it and modify the workouts, that I might not be doing Asylum. Now, here's the thing. I don't agree with that philosophy that doing Asylum or doing any program and modifying it means that you're not doing it. And I'm not saying his advice wasn't good. I'm saying that I appreciate what he said, because I needed to hear something like that in order to formulate in my own mind whether I would be doing this program and how it might adversely affect me. Because if I get hurt again, I have to stop, and I don't want to do that. So his advice was good advice. However, in thinking positively, I am constantly reminded that when I first did P90X, right out of the gate, the first day is chest and back, and it's hard, and you're doing it, and you can't believe there's this really thin little short girl in the video who's got a history all of her own that's doing all the pull-ups and everything. And then the next day is plyometrics, and there's one guy in the plyometric workouts who has one leg, and he's doing everything. And at one point he's doing like some silly jump rope moves, if you will, while everyone's doing I think it was the one knee hops. I can't remember. It's been a while since I did plyo, because I do plyo side now. But this man with one leg was doing workouts that were nearly impossible for me at the time to do. And he kept my glue together. He watching him was, in essence, what I needed to see. He was driving me to continue forward, because I was saying to myself, if this man can do it, I can do it. So the moral of the story is, it's okay to modify a workout. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do something. This man with one leg had to improvise, if you will, along the way. And as a coach, I hear constantly throughout my interaction with my teammates different problems that they have. It could be anything. It could be you can't do your workouts outside because of this, and you can't get your DVD player to work, or you broke your leg, or you hurt your foot, or you just had a baby, or you hurt yourself with a chainsaw. I've heard so much, and I'm saying this, and I know that some of you are, I'm bulleting you, and you know who you are, especially chainsaw. But all of you have done the right thing by modifying your workout. And that's because you didn't buy these DVDs. You didn't take on this lifestyle so that you could get some sort of a diploma that says, I effectively completed 90 days of P90X, No, that's not why you did this. You're doing this so you can get in better shape. You're doing this so that you can live a long time. You don't want to die young. You want to be able to do things with your grandchildren. You want to be able to do things with your own children. You want to just be able to do anything. You're not in some kind of a course where you're going to get a grade at the end, and it's not so important. Don't lose sight of the fact that you're here to get in better shape. You're not here to X off every day that you do P90X or TurboFire or Insanity or Asylum. I actually have more respect for the person that starts their workout program and quits and then comes back and does the same thing 3 or 4 times. I have so many people on our team, they vanish. They go silent. Something happens. They start off with like, oh, I'm going away for a week. Everybody have a good time. I'll be back in a week. I'm going to a chocolate fair. And you don't hear from them for 3 months. and they suddenly messaged back. They put in the group, "Oh man, I fell off the wagon. I gained back all my weight. I haven't done this exercise. I haven't done these exercises since this date. I'm going to try again." And they come back. And usually they succeed. They go right to the finish line. Sometimes there are people that in our group will do the same thing. They'll stop again a couple of other times. And I have so much admiration for them because they keep coming back. They, there's like a little sense of like an existentialist approach, if you will. They are not giving up. The whole stone of Sisyphus, the rock rolling back down on them. That's the kind of people that make for great athletes, for winners, for leaders. If you've watched the Rocky movies, they kind of went down after the third one, and but the last one that came out was actually not only quite entertaining, but it had some good soul searching within it. And I hope I'm correctly quoting the right movie. I believe it was Rocky Balboa, but he gives a great speech that's something that I've often heard before, and I can't remember it verbatim, but I'll do the best I can. He makes the point that it's not so much whether or not, it's not how hard you can hit, it's not how hard you can hit the other opponent, it's how hard you can get hit and get up and keep going back. And that's how I see people on our team when they fall and they get back up and they shake off the dust and they just go forward. And I'm not just referring to them, I'm speaking from experience. Now, ironically, when I did my first round of P90X, I never expected to succeed. I had a negative attitude. I was very unsure of myself. I had a different coach. She was a real cute woman named Chris. I was like, wow, that's my coach. Oh, yeah. Chris is probably going to see this. Anyway, I didn't think I would last more than a week. And I was one of 2 people to complete the round of P90X. We had about 15 people, and the rest just kind of drifted off. But myself and my friend Ken in the group finished the round, and I was like, wow, it wasn't really that hard. And I never at any point said, I gotta make this easier, it's too hard. I was never looking at it as easy and hard. And this is before I became a coach. And another coach actually took something I said in Facebook and quoted me on it in her own coach group, and I was so honored. I basically told her that hard and easy are not words in my vocabulary, but persistence and determination are. Those are the 2 words that I use to gauge everything I do. And what that meant was that when I was working out, if something was hard, I was just going to be very persistent, and I was determined I was going to do it. And you would think once it got easier to do, I would stay at that level. No, sir. That's not how you get results. Once something gets easy, you have to ump your game. You have to raise it up a notch. You've got to take off your training wheels. You need to do other things to make the workout more intriguing, for your body's sake, if you will. And that's what I did. And I had these pictures I posted on Facebook when I first started P90X. Yay, look at my dumbbells. And I had this row of dumbbells. And I was like, wow, I got a pair of 10-pounders. And I got a pair of 20-pounders. And I got 30s. And I got one 40-pounder for when I do my lawnmowers. And I look back on that now, and those were light weights, because when I got better and better at P90X, I had to buy more weight. I had to buy more flat weights for my dumbbells. I use prison style dumbbells. I don't want to have select techs. I want everything to look like I'm doing time, and I kind of like that. But raising the weight was like a badge of courage for me, and I was so happy about that. And I really was very proud of that first round. I did it so successfully. And then I became a coach, and I did another round, and that went great. And after that, I did a round again, but it was P90X combined with Insanity. And I got a lot of grief from people. Oh, you're not really doing Insanity if you're doing it as a hybrid with P90X. You're violating code 14.5 of second. You know what I'm saying. But I knew I was doing Insanity, and Sean T staring at me through my TV screen, pretty much, he knew what I was doing. And I asked another coach, I said, I got this thing in the box that came with the DVDs. It says I can get a t-shirt. do you think I deserve a t-shirt? And he told me, you shouldn't send for the t-shirt. And I said, why? And he goes, well, you didn't really do 60 days. And I was like, I guess you're right. So I still have that little voucher. I put it aside. Then, after that round, P90X2 came out, and I did a round of P90X2, which is actually going to get finished this week. And the round of P90X2 actually took me almost twice as long to do because I had gotten injured. And then they set that up so that you can basically take the 3 phases and do them as long as you'd like. At the end of the day, I restarted the whole sequence after my injury had subsided, if you will. And I don't regret that. But that box too had a little voucher. You can get your free t-shirt. And I set that aside also. And then I get Turbo Fire, and I'm having a ball with that. And that also has a little slip inside of it. You can get your free t-shirt. So I have these cards that say I can get free t-shirts, and I would like to get the t-shirts, but I don't care about the t-shirts. I care about my results. I care about what's happening to me. And like I said, this week is one of the best weeks for me because I'm seeing the kind of results that I've often dreamed about, and I feel very good about that. I'm definitely slimming down and getting bigger, muscle mass wise, if you will. This has been an incredible experience for me. But I want to go back to the root of what I was trying to tell you, and that's really about having people try and set the bar for you on what you can and can't do. You've got to establish a tone of control with everyone in your life. You're going to learn fast that when you're doing these workouts, even if you're not doing these workouts, even if you're watching this right now and you're doing tap out or Supreme 90 or you're doing CrossFit or you're doing your elliptical machine, whatever you're doing, exercise has a weird way of building up your confidence. It takes you and it brings out the woman or the man. It makes you a big boy. It gives you thick-skinned pants and you put them on and you suddenly say to yourself, you know what? If I can take an hour a day and work out, if I can set my clock so that I wake up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., or if I can work all day like a damn slave, drive home in rush hour, and then work out at night after I feed my children and play with them and take a 10-minute nap, there's your medal. There's your badge of courage. You've just raised your self-esteem. You've just made yourself into something that not many people are ever going to be able to say they could have become. That's the great thing about what we do. You have no idea what these programs are doing to you. It's not just about building up your muscle and thinning down your waist. This is cleaning up your mind. This is like taking a computer that you bought 2 years ago, and instead of throwing it out, you're fixing it. You're formatting the hard drive, and you're adding more memory, and you're expanding it to do all the things that a new computer can do. That's a fairly decent analogy, but it doesn't even come 10% close to what I'm trying to say. You are making yourself into something incredible, and you've got to look past anyone that's going to be a speed bump in your way. If it's your spouse, you've got to play that card a little differently. You've got to get them to respect what you do. You've got to you've got to try to say things so that they don't feel threatened. I mean, let's face it. Sometimes with a spouse, if you're getting in better shape, they might be jealous. They might think something else is going on. But that's a whole other topic, and I leave it in your discretion on how you resolve that. With your friends, with your family, you can move past them, not so much by telling them, why don't you respect me? Why don't you work out with me? Let them see your results. Have a little contest and do push-ups with them or pull-ups or something, and they'll see, and they'll quickly learn to stop making fun of you eating your little fish dinner, if you will. Anyone who is basically berating you or saying negative things about you is either jealous of you or they've got some serious issues, and you may not necessarily want them in your life. I had mentioned in a couple of my videos that I like Turbo Fire so much And one of the things that makes it so enjoyable and so different from P90X and Insanity is that in Turbo Fire, Shailene is kind of getting all philosophical on you. She's speaking to you and she's telling you things such as, if you've got friends that don't respect what you're doing and they don't support you, you've got to get new friends. And she's smiling and she's kind of serious about it. And you have to watch her DVDs to see how mesmerized the whole crew is watching her work out. You watch the Insanity DVDs, everyone in the room is in pain, and there's a couple of people who are showing off, and there's that weird tall dark guy in the back, and I don't know what his role is. I think he's like security or something, but he's a big dude, but no one seems happy. You watch P90X, yeah, they're happy, but you watch a video like chest, shoulders, and tries, and everybody wants to kill Tony. You watch P90X2, they're pretty much happy, but no one's really, doing anything to break off of Tony's spotlight, let's say. But you watch Shailene's DVDs for Turbo Fire, and you would swear she's got giant wings or something. Everybody is just looking at her with this crazy stare of happiness in their face, and I find I'm doing it too, and I'm not going to do it in this video, but you should check it out. Go in the back office and look at one of the sample videos of what her workouts are doing, and they are so much fun. Now I can't wait to see what Saji is going to do to me with Body Beast. I can't picture me smiling in his workouts. There's that weird green tone that they have in all the commercials, and it's kind of got like this Matrix feel to it. And I'm really looking forward to that. I mentioned this is my last week of P90X2, and I just want to basically also emphasize that I've been transitioning some more weightlifting in for the last 2 weeks. I have been implementing some bench pressing, knowing that I was going to jump the gun and get Body Beast. What I've been doing is during my PAP lower and upper workouts, I also do sets of four sets of the following moves: dumbbell bench pressing, fly presses, lateral overhead pulls, and also some work with the resistance bands to keep my back muscles in sync. And I do 4 sets, and each set is about 10 to 12 reps. And I keep the weight super heavy, and when I'm done, I feel like I'm going to die. And I did that today, and I was trying to use my hands to break apart 2 turkey burgers with a big knife, a knife about that big, and I put a little hole in my hand. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. All right. I'm all fine now. I had a Band-Aid on earlier, and it stopped bleeding. But just wanted to, again, tell everybody, have a super week. Don't trash your nutrition. Just take one cheat meal if you've got to. It's the summer. Have fun. If you go out during the week, just enjoy your company. Just, do something. Keep yourself moving. But the rest of the week, I own you. I want you eating healthy. I want you working out. I want you doing everything you have to do to get in the best shape of your life. You guys spent a good deal of money on these DVDs. Most of the people in my group ordered half of whatever they have before they even met me. So it's, I could say to you, good luck and goodbye. You're on your own. It doesn't matter. But I really want to emphasize that as your coach, I am going to care about you, and I'm going to tell you to keep working out and to keep eating clean. And you've got to do it, because you've got to get past those people in your mind that are telling you you can't succeed. You've got to make this happen. You cannot come to me as if you're confessing your sins when you blow your diet or when you do something that involves skipping workouts. Everybody has to just step up to the plate. So that's all I want to say for tonight. I realize I went off on 6 or 7 different tangents. Maybe it's better that way, but I feel good knowing I can reach out to you guys and help you. If any of you have questions, if any of you have comments, you can message me at coachlou32@gmail.com. I'd be very happy to help all of you. If you have something you need to discuss with me, if you need something, I can get you anything. If you need a block of information, I can find it. If you have something you want me to talk about in another video, I'm open to ideas. So guys, have a great night, and God bless you all.